Hey guys, how's it going? It's Goose here. And as you can see, wait, what is this? This isn't Sky Wars. Yes, this is not Sky Wars. If you guys play on Woody server, you would know that this was an event Woody had recently. It was a parkour event that he did. At first, it was a competition to see who could get to the end first, and then he left it up, which I thought was very nice and very cool of him, because I had a lot of fun with it. So right now, I'm just going to run you through what the course looked like, and it's still there, and I'm going to tell you guys how I did it so you guys can get through it more easily and tell you what I did to help me get through it. So this beginning part isn't too bad. You just got to time your jumps right. Sometimes you got to do a double jump where you run, jump on a block, and then jump to the next one to get to, because that gives you a little extra jump space. So this is all about being careful. You jump from one to the next, and you just got to be real careful. That's about all it is to it. There's not that many tricky jumps, but you got to make sure you use your shift button. You gotta, when you jump to the next one, you gotta jump on it, hold shift when you hit it, so you don't run right off, and it stops you from going over the edge. And also, when you jump toward ladder blocks with ladders on them, you jump with the second you hit the block, you hit shift. That stops you right where you are. You're not gonna go down anymore. You got to remember, especially in parkour, to shift is your friend. Using the shift button is really your friend. And if you guys saw that jump right there, I did fail a couple times, I'll admit it. I didn't do this as quickly as this video shows. It did take me a while, so I'm cutting out all the boring stuff that you guys don't want to see. These jumps aren't too bad either. You just got to time it right. You got to run jump them, and you got to use the corners to your advantage. This was one of the hardest parts of the entire course. I cannot tell you how long it took me to do this the first time I tried to do it. It took me a while. So you got to come down to this block, and you got to run and jump, but you got to time it perfectly. That has to be a perfect jump, or else you're not going to make it. That's not a running jump jump. That's not a running jump from far. It's you just got to get on that block, and you got to time it perfectly. This is another really annoying one. This spider web kept getting in my face, and it really kept bothering me, and it took me a while. What I realized you had to do is you kind of had to get a running jump to it. I almost fell right there. But you got to just sneak right past it. You got to get into it and just jump through and just get right underneath it. Now you got to jump from that one. You got to run diagonally. And this was tricky. You got to jump and then kind of maneuver your body midair to go right and left really quickly. It's kind of like just a tap really quick. You jump, you move to the right a little bit, then you move right to the left. And it kind of, you go around that corner so you can make it. This part is pretty easy, the underwater part. You just got to go through everything and just got to follow the signs. It's really not that bad. And there's water and air everywhere. I mean, you got to turn your brightness all the way up so you can see what's going on because it's pitch black in this thing. But it's not too bad. And now we're coming up to this outside part. Again, skip. Saw that guy disappear. These jumps aren't too bad. You just got to make sure you use the corners right. You run and jump. And when you hit these ladder blocks, you got to hit shift to get to them. I almost missed that one. But see, and then you get to this part, and now this is the halfway point. Once you get to here, you keep going, and now you're done with half of this. It's like kind of like a checkpoint. This is really hard too. I'm not gonna lie. Use the corners to your advantage. You got to run and jump. Now these little cocoa beans, they're half a block, and they're really tricky. Across, they're still a full block, but you know what I mean. You got to be really careful. They only go half a block out, and it's really hard. So that jump is really hard. The one I just did right there. You gotta make sure that you have enough room, and you gotta really time your jump right to hit that corner of that block. Now this part's pretty annoying too. You gotta make sure that you don't treat it as a full block. You just treat it as a half a block when you do that jump. You gotta do it real quick. Just double tap that run, and you gotta jump right away. Now, these are kind of annoying. Some of these are double jumps. I think this is the one. You got to run, jump, and then you got to run and jump again to get it. Or maybe not. Maybe I do it like this right now. I don't think it is. I'm always nervous when I do these jumps. I don't want to fail. I got that. That was lucky. But now I come to these. You got to shift on these, and you get them pretty easy. Jump over to this one, and once you get to this, you're home base free. Don't try and jump over there. You can just jump straight forward and make it. Don't make it harder than it really is. This is the tricky part. There's a little lever on that thing right before you get to these blocks, and then it's a straight run and jump. You got to hit it, and you just got to start running, and you got to jump, 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 jump. Don't worry about the time. It's going to pop up before you get there. but you can't slow down and you can't hit the wall. If you hit the wall on the side, you're going to stop running and you're going to fall off. That's the only tricky part. Other than that, it's not that bad. This part, Woody made a lot easier than it really was. What it really was this. You'd stay there, you jump up, you walk up, you jump to that one, then the other one, these two would pop out, and then you just jump right up it. So it wasn't a straight ladder all the way up. It was a little more challenging. I'm not sure why Woody took it away, but after that first day, it was gone. All right, so now this part is it's nothing really. It's just kind of slow you down. This part, I don't think there's any way to get around it. You try and just run. I just try and ran through it, and you just the floor comes out from underneath you. I mean, maybe you can get around it. I don't know. Maybe I did something wrong, but anyway. I just kept going. Now, this is coming up to the most boring, tedious part of the whole map, the maze. You know what I'm going to do? We're going to speed right through it. Here we go. Now, I actually find parkour, while this is running, I'm going to talk over it, but I kind of like parkour. It's definitely not Sky Wars, you know what I mean, but it is a lot of fun. I kind of like the challenge. I like jumping around. I like solving puzzles. I like doing stuff like that. I think it's kind of fun to see other people failing while you get it, and it's so satisfying when you finally make that jump that's been really bothering you, and you finally get it, and you're like, yes, and I don't know, it's really fun, and I like to do it, especially when I see other people failing, and I get right through it, and it's just I don't know, makes you feel good. But yeah, I really like parkour on the server, and I'm actually thinking about something that we could maybe do as a fun kind of event that we could all do. I'll talk about that more later. So now here we go to this part. These jumps are pretty tricky. These will a lot of double jumps here. You got to run, jump, and run and jump just to get that couple extra inches on these blocks. There's a couple of these. Now these are pretty tricky. This is a side jump. You got to time these right, and you got to make sure your body's at the right angle, and you got to hit the corner. Now, this isn't really a double jump, but it was it can screw you up, and you got to be careful about these holes that he has in the ground. And I was watching the live stream when they were doing the competition. I mean, I knew I wasn't going to win it, so I didn't even bother doing it. But that's a double jump right there. But a lot of people were falling through these holes. This guy just speeds right by me. That was the guy from the maze before. But that was it. Originally, this was the end of the thing, the end of the parkour session. And you come over here and you got the 3 medals right there, and that was it. But then this was added on recently, and I found this today. So I'm going to speed through this a little bit too, because it's just ladder jumping with the shift clicks. So anyway, guys, I think it would be fun if some of you guys wanted to have a race. If you guys can find a cool parkour server to play on, or even maybe if Woody server, if he keeps this up, maybe some of us can come on here and we can play some games. We can race to the end. We can have a competition. You know, if like a couple of you guys want to do it, maybe we can choose a time and a date, and we'll have a race. We'll start at the beginning. First person to get to the end will get a shout out in my video. I'll show your character and everything. Even if a couple of you guys beat me, I'll do it for every single one of you guys. I'll give you all a shout out. Now, even if you guys just want to come and play, I'll still say your names, and we'll have a blast. I think it'll be fun having a little friendly competition, don't you guys? But if you liked the video, guys, be sure to leave a like, and if you want to see more like it, be sure to subscribe. But tell me in the comments if you guys want to do something like this, or if you're interested, and I'll try and figure out a date or something like that.